We are back, episode 12. Adam, how are we doing this morning?
Feeling good, man. Just got my tires changed on my car. Me and the
Over at
fellas down
TJ's,
there
from what I
over at
remember.
TJ's. Yep, me and the fellas down at TJ's had a good morning spent together changing some tires. Now I'm here podcasting with you. So
Was it all four?
all four. Yep, all
Did you
four
add a
tires.
fifth by chance?
Did not add a fifth. Didn't need it.
You know,
No.
I'm not a big car guy, so I don't really
hmm
know about this stuff.
Yeah, you don't really just add a fifth tire like that. Doesn't
Well,
really work like that.
mathematically, an extra tire, I mean, it could help. I don't know about the logistics of the way cars work,
hmm
but I just know, like, sometimes if you get a little more, everybody's got to do a little bit less. And then
hmm
it's easier. Things go a little bit easier, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll forward that on to the guys down at TJ's. Maybe they'll do something with that info.
I'm
They
open to
might
being
appreciate
wrong
that.
also. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know everything. But, maybe if
They
you had
might
a fifth, you
appreciate
wouldn't
that.
have to change these because they would have been doing less work all these years.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. Today we're going to do a little mailbag because last night I texted you and said, hey, what the hell are we going to talk about on the pod? And we both just looked at our phones separately and just didn't know the answer.
hmm
We're busy. We're doing stuff, but we want to be accountable and do a podcast every single week for the good people that are listening. So we're going to lean on some of those people today. We got some questions on Instagram. It was pretty late last night, so there's not a ton, but there are a few, and we're just going to go through them and just riff.
Let's do it.
Are you prepared?
I feel prepared, unless the questions are something I'm not prepared for. In that case, I wouldn't be prepared. But
All right. The first question is from our guy Zach down in Phoenix.
here we go.
A real one.
Do
He said,
we get a last name on that? Zach who?
it's not on his Instagram, but I believe his last name is Turchin because I've shipped him merch
Okay.
before, and I've had a Zoom with him. He's a great guy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he came to your show when you were just there.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. His question is kind of basic, but can y'all play any instruments? As a longtime sax player, I'm just curious.
Wow. You want me to answer
My
first,
answer
or you
is
want to go
absolutely not. So the fact that you can play sax is sick because I can't do shit. I am a believer that my voice is my instrument, and I stick to what I know. I've got really talented people around me that I can lean on and depend on. Sham can play pretty much everything, but mostly keys. I mean, he can. Yeah, I mean, he's like he wants to play drums on tour really bad, but just logistically, it's like bring around a drum set. You know the vibes.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Sham's a monster, and then I also got Dylan Height, who plays guitar and bass, and another multi instrumentalist. Matt Gates, when he's active, is like another. Like I've just got really good musicians around me, and as much as it would be fun for me to learn and do that, I just feel like it would take me a long time, and I probably won't ever be as good as Sham or like some of those guys. So I just kind of let them handle their sauce, and I'm just gonna sing my little white ass off up there. That's what I do.
God. God.
Go ahead, take it.
Well, let me tell you, brother, it just so happens I actually have a bit of a case of the jazz hands myself.
Mm-hmm.
I played saxophone from 5th grade to 8th grade in the middle school
Oh,
band.
no way.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I didn't even
was
know that.
ripping the saxophone for like 4 years, and I was nice with it, too.
Really?
I was all in there. Yeah, dude. Woodwinds, that's my shit. I was woodwinded up for 4 years.
Steve Woodwind.
That's what they called me. Yeah.
That's a reference you're not going to know, but that's okay. Sorry.
No, I don't know who that is. Another case of me being clueless to things. I have
There
no
was
clue.
there was a singer called Steve Winwood, and I just switched it because you said Woodwind.
Oh, I see.
Anyways, sorry.
Actually, yeah, used to rip the saxophone. Haven't played it in years, though. I think if I picked one up now, I could probably still play it, but not to a high level. I can make sounds come out of it.
Yeah.
I am mediocre at best at guitar, to the point where I can pick it up, play some chords. If someone else is playing, I can kind of figure it out and play along. I kind of just use it sometimes for like writing demos. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm good enough at guitar to like stand on stage and like rip it while I'm singing or um kind of like Dylan said, there's a lot of other like session players that I work with. I got my guy Pat, and just a handful of people that are way more elite at that stuff than I am. So I tend to not really do it in a professional setting. It's more so just like for fun, or if I'm hanging out at home, just writing songs.
Yeah.
Um, couple of my songs, like I think Nauseous started off that way, and Good One, the one I just put out, Good One, I kind of picked around on the guitar and figured it out, and then we produced it more later. But
I was gonna say you definitely got better at guitar, like in the past couple years.
mhm,
Um, like when I first met you, I remember we were living with Dylan Height, who plays a lot of my stuff. And you were just around, like asking him questions, like, "Yo, let me play that. How do you do this?" I remember like seeing you guys like fuck around, and I'm just like, "All right, I'm gonna go in the other room because I don't know
yeah,
about this." But
yeah.
uh, how much time have you spent practicing guitar in the past couple of years, just like when you're hanging out or like in your own sessions or whatever?
I feel like it comes and goes, honestly. I haven't been too consistent with it. Like I'll have like
Right.
3 or 4 months where it's like I play guitar every single day, like a few hours, like I'm playing it a lot. And then I'll wake up and I'll be like, dang, it's been 3 months and I haven't picked that guitar up once. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
I can't really say how much time I've spent on it because it's been really inconsistent.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, I've definitely gotten better. I've gotten better the last couple years than I was when you met me for sure.
It's something that you're working on, but not necessarily actively, or like you're not like working super hard at it, but it is like progressively getting better because you're doing it more and thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's passively a work in progress.
Yeah.
Um,
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I can kind of tap around on a piano. I don't really know what I'm doing though. It's all just
Yeah.
like ear. You know what I mean? You hit a key that sounds good. It matches
Same.
this
Yeah.
one. It's
Yeah.
like,
I don't know what I'm doing, but like
yeah,
if I'm with Sham or something, like I can do a little something, but I'm
yeah,
not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I know how to play piano. Like,
yeah.
no shot. Um,
Dude, you know what would be dope though? If you could play the harp. Bro, if you
me,
had like a big ass harp and you were just strumming that shit, singing someone to sleep, dog. Oh my god.
my buddy Andrew had a harp in his old crib in Philly. Um, he, my guy Andrew Miore, he goes by No Love for the Middle Child. Haven't seen him in a few years, but we used to be really close when we were coming up. Um, that guy's a freak. Probably like the craziest like musician that I know.
Mhm.
He tours with MGK now, and he's like the band director and like plays every instrument on stage with MGK. It's fucking insane to watch. Because I'm
Did
like, yo,
did he pay you for like an slot on this podcast?
no, no, I just probably hit him up and be like, yo, just want to send me $20? Like, let me know. Uh,
No, I'm just messing with
but
you.
no, that dude's a freak. And I remember just being in his crib and he's just like ripping the harp, and like his mom would walk through, and I'd just be like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, where am I right now? Because this was also back in the day when I had no idea what's going on. I'm just like,
Yeah.
how does this guy even have a harp? Like, where do you even get one of these?
Yeah, dude. I don't know if I've ever actually seen one in person. It's kind of like a mythical thing to me.
They're real. I've seen one. Yeah, it's crazy.
Really?
Yep.
Have you played it?
Mm-mm.
No.
I just watched and listened.
Yeah. Pretty
I'm the type
interesting.
of guy where I kind of just stick to what I know, and I just stay out the way. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if some of the boys are like, hey, we're gonna go play soccer. You guys want to come? I'm not going just to suck at soccer.
Yeah.
I'll just stay home.
I
You
feel
know?
like that's also how you get really good at some things, you know what I mean? Like intentionally not being a jack of all trades.
Yeah. There's certain
You
things I'm
know?
just like, I'm gonna just sit this one out. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing
I
about
don't
you.
think so either.
No.
um, leads me into our next question. We were just talking about Dylan Height. He actually chimed in and had a question for us.
Okay, here we go.
It's actually directed directly at you, Adam
No,
Yokum.
no, 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 no.
Uh, he says, has Adam ever had a Juicy Lucy?
What the hell is that?
If so, where does it rank on the pyramid of burgers?
Well, I haven't had one.
He asked this, I think, because I was just in Minnesota to start my tour, and I stayed at his place for a couple days,
Mhm.
like before the tour. And oddly enough, I had a fan of mine named Tori, who's super sweet. She came to the DC show. She hit me up and she's like, "Hey, you're gonna be in Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. You gotta go to Matt's Bar and get a Juicy Lucy. It's like a famous burger that they do in Minneapolis. It's like a style of burger, but I guess Matt's is like the originator. That's like where we went to do it. And
Gotcha.
when I get there, I'm with Sham. Is like Sham's like, "Yo, what's some good to eat out here, Dylan?" And Dylan's like, "Yo, we should try to go to Matt's Bar if we can." And I'm like, "Yo, somebody just told me that, so now we
Yeah.
definitely have to go
If you hear it once, you're like, okay. You hear it twice, you're like, this is legit. We
for
got to
sure."
do this. Yeah.
So we pulled up. It was literally fucking 2 degrees outside, so we're like sliding on ice in the street, walking. Like I almost fell like 16 times.
All right.
Um, we get in there. It's like a little tiny place. You would never know it's like famous for anything unless you knew, because it's just like random ass place. They didn't even take credit card, bro. It was just like I'm hitting the ATM trying to buy lunch for the boys. It was unreal.
Right.
So what it is I don't know the exact like science, but basically normally you get a burger, there's cheese on top of the burger, and then there's the bun and all the stuff, right?
Right.
This is like the cheese is baked and melted inside of the meat patty. So there's no cheese on top.
Mm.
So when you look at it, it looks like a hamburger with no cheese, but when you bite into it, there's warm melted cheese inside, and it kind of just like shoots out everywhere. It's really hot,
Oh.
kind of hard
Oh.
to eat, honestly,
Mhm.
but it's like a different experience, I guess, than like a regular cheeseburger.
Mm.
And yeah, it's like really famous. It was like $10, so I was like, okay, that's reasonable. To be honest, I thought it was fine. Like, I thought it was interesting and like something
Mm.
different. I wasn't like, dude, I gotta go back there when I go to Minneapolis. Like, I can't wait. You know, I'd
Yeah.
rather maybe have a different burger that's just kind of regular and
Right.
maybe better. You know, no offense to Matt's. I know Matt listens to the podcast. But yeah, it was cool. It was fine. I wasn't like blown away, but it's a thing, and it was solid. I wasn't pissed about it.
Nice.
Worth trying, I would say.
Um.
If you're ever in Minneapolis again, worth trying for sure.
Yeah. It sounds good. I've had burgers like that before, where they like put the cheese inside the burger. I've had that before, and I've enjoyed it. Um.
If you've
Never
had that,
had.
that's called a Juicy Lucy, and it originated at this place. Maybe they didn't call it that, but like that's what that is.
I see. I see.
So
Okay. That was the birthplace of the juice.
the JL,
Wow. I guess I'll have to visit. I
yeah.
don't think I have any plans of being up that way anytime soon, but I'm sure I will be within the calendar year. Try to go there. That's good stuff. Well, I'm gonna rank it up there anyway. I guess his original question was, how would you rank it against other burgers? I would rank it more juicy. I would rank it a little more loosey. Um, sounds like maybe they need to get with the times on just some payment options, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe a little bit of tax fraud going on there. Nothing wrong with that,
There's
though.
something going
You
on for
know,
sure.
I appreciate when people fly under the radar. So I'm gonna give it like I'm gonna give it a
Just a blind ranking.
I'm gonna give it a 7.6.
I think we need to get you on the road and hit Minneapolis again,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll circle back on this convo once you're able to.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Easily.
we're actually gonna bring in a guest for a few minutes, because my buddy Emanuel tapped in and asked a question in our chat there, and I was like, "Yo, you want to just tap in and join and ask it live?" Damn, I'm good. Look at the timing on that,
Damn.
dude. And there he is. I was just introducing you. What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good, man. Doing
Love the
good.
background. Are you floating on Mars right now?
Oh nah, it's just
Bro.
in my crib we painted a red wall. So
Are you
it
in-
always looks good.
It looks like you're in Darth Vader's lair, bro. Like,
It's kind of hard.
That's funny. Nah, I just painted this red wall, it always looks good. So I just make sure I try to do a lot of stuff in front of it.
Little content wall.
Yeah,
Not mad at
Most people don't know where it is either, so it's even better. You know.
it. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, as you joined, I was literally just saying that we're about to have a little guest here and just tap in and have you ask the question that you gave us on Instagram live and just kind of have like a bit of a back and forth, just to kind of switch it up a bit. Um, so yeah, I'll give you the floor. Adam hasn't seen any of the questions yet, so feel free to ask what you put in the box.
Yeah. My question was like, what's the biggest misconception you think artists have of the music industry, and the biggest misconception that fans have of artists?
So I think speaking from the artist side, like what artists maybe that people that are aspiring to be artists or just on the come up, and even people at our level too, whatever. One misconception is that I can think of is that there's like some like magical moment where you're like, all right, I did it, and like now I made it, and like now I'm like it's all happening. Like it's not. I don't think it's ever like one moment. I think I hear a lot of artists speak about like, yeah, like whenever I get on, I'm gonna do this, and it's like nobody shows up at your door and they're just like, all right, dude, you're in the game. Like it's kind of like a ever evolving journey to get to the next point. Like even like where I'm at, where Adam's at, where other people are at, it's just relative to what you're doing. Like you're still making money, spending money, trying to get to the next place, trying to reach more eyeballs than you have, trying to make your songs better than they are. Like I don't think there's ever like, and maybe there is. Maybe I just didn't get there yet, and maybe someone does show up at your door and like you're in. You don't have to work hard anymore. But I fucking doubt it. I just think a lot of the process to get to where you're trying to go is the same. It just becomes relative to your situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, I guess if I were to answer the question, I would say I get from the artist side as well. Misconception that I think I had and that I see a lot of people have is that I think there's not really a right or wrong way to do anything, or there's not really like a path that's supposed to be followed. Like I see a lot of like business advice that people are kind of blanket statement giving, when I think the reality of a lot of like industry navigating, the answer is just simply whatever works best case by case for that person. There's a big like there's a big like wave on the internet about like being anti-label and independent, which for me personally I agree with. I don't know if I have any need for a record label. Um I don't know if I ever care to sign a record deal, but maybe. But I think that there's a lot of people out there that it's like, this makes total sense for you. Like, you should definitely work with a record label. So I think that there's a lot of misconceptions around like blanket statements about this is how things have to be done. This is how artists have to maneuver, da 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 da. When really, like, I think music and being an artist is finding your individuality and your uniqueness and sharing it with the world, and that kind of can cover a lot of different bases, whether it's like the music itself or how you handle your business. um so yeah, that's one misconception I think a lot of people need to overcome, is that you just have to find what is the best route for you.
Yeah,
um
I love that answer. It's definitely
yeah.
there's a lot of truth to that. What works for me might not work for you, Emmanuel, or somebody else or whoever. I have plenty of friends who are signed to major labels that are very happy in their situation and it's working out. And I have other friends that are independent and they're very happy and things are working out, and vice versa. Like people on both sides of that fence where things are not working out and they're pissed that they made that decision or whatever. So, yeah, no, I think that's a great answer, Adam. Good job. You should
And
do a podcast.
misconception from a fan looking in. Bro, a lot of fans look at me and they're like, dude, you're definitely rich, right? And I'm like, hell no, I ain't rich. No, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know what a serious one is, but I think there is a thing on social media that makes the life of an artist look like you got like way more shit going on than you actually do. Um And you know, I think fans like it's a beautiful thing when a fan like idolizes somebody, I guess. But I don't know, man. I think it's important for people to realize that like everyone's just as regular of a person as they are. I think there's a whole thing of being a fan from the outside looking in because I've even felt this way about artists that I'm a fan of and that are much bigger than me, that like there's some sort of like god status and that I don't have the capability to be that god status. So in turn the way that you idolize someone else can make you look down on yourself. And I don't really like that, you know? I don't
Mhm.
like that. And I see a lot of that happening with the relationship of fans to artists. Um and that's why, like, anytime that I've been touring and I've been out and, like, I'm meeting a fan or somebody and they're clearly, like, nervous to meet me or something, I just tell them, like, "Dude, I'm just like a fucking guy, like, you really have n nothing to be nervous about," and I really, um, hope that, I guess, between me and my fans that there is no, like, God tier, I could never be that type of thing. I just don't really get down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. That was gonna be like my answer is just like, yeah, that we're all just human beings. And I know it sounds really simple, but yeah,
Yeah.
everything that you just said is like what I would have said. Because I have people sometimes that, they're like, yo, it's crazy that you're out here just like selling merch and like talking to me. And I'm like, is it? I'm just some fucking idiot that just drove here in a van. Just like, like I'm like,
Yeah.
where did you expect me to? You think I was gonna just float from the ceiling onto the stage? Like, I'm just gonna walk up there
Yeah.
and start singing. It's not that crazy. Maybe it's crazy because you went to a Chris Brown show and like he would never be out there because it would be, they would have to call the police department to get
Yeah.
people off him, But it's
Yeah.
like we're in a room with 62 people in it. I don't think it's that crazy that I'm just standing here. This is just
Can I
very weird.
play? I was going to say, can I play devil's advocate though a
Yeah.
little bit?
Oh, that's why I brought you up here. I
Yeah,
want to hear your
absolutely.
thoughts.
I think I think what y'all are saying is like absolutely right. You know what I mean? But I think, to your like floating on stage and stuff like that, maybe that's how they see you though. And I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I think also at the same time we have to like find like a middle ground of like, yeah, like I appreciate like you think of me this highly, but like I'm definitely gonna walk on stage. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's not like I'm being propelled from the ceiling, like I have a big charter bus or whatever. Um yeah, but I think everything you guys are saying is accurate. Of course you guys are touring, so that's a whole different dynamic that I think a lot of people don't understand. That I mean, in full transparency, I don't understand because I haven't toured.
Mhm.
But I just I just think that's maybe another side of it too. Like we
Yeah.
want that fandom, but sometimes that fandom is hard to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's like we're making music, we want to have fans. We wanna have people that appreciate us and that love us and that see us as something great. Um, yeah, I guess my point was like, yeah, not to like strip that away from people, not to be like, you shouldn't think highly of me. I guess my point wasn't really that they shouldn't think highly of me. My point was that I hope they also think highly of themselves at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time, you
yeah.
know?
Right, right, right.
Yeah, and same. I don't think there's anything wrong with having that perspective. Like, as an artist, that's what you want. You want people to appreciate the work that we're doing. Uh, but yeah, it's just like I want to be on a equal playing field, just as human beings at the same time. Like you said, maybe it's just there's a middle ground there of like, yo, I really fuck what this guy's doing, but like, yeah, just realize. I mean, you could think it's crazy that I'm selling my own merch and hanging out if you want, but I just disagree. And it's like, I'm just gonna be a guy,
Right.
until I go on stage and I'm being an artist. Like I'm just gonna be human. I'm gonna treat people normally. I'm not gonna be like, yo,
Right.
man, you shouldn't be talking to me because, this is my show and like, can't be talking to me. Like,
But I mean, like in my perspective too, like I of course I can only speak of my perspective, like locally here. I remember I went to a couple shows, or I was a part of a show with the guy who he was a dumbass. Let's just start there. But like
Hell yeah.
he walked in. So first he didn't show up to Soundcheck. Let's start with that,
Perfect.
which is insane. And
Kind
then
of the show etiquette episode, if you want to
yeah,
sound
big
kind of boring.
time. So he shows up. He shows up 5 minutes before the show starts. He walks through the crowd. There's probably about maybe 5, 10 people there to see him. He didn't speak to any of them. He went backstage and he sat backstage until he went on stage. And then after he got off stage, he left. So I think with that said, like to some people, it is crazy that like you're talking to them, you're sitting and selling your own merch, because I don't think a lot of people have that expectation of artists. I think they're comparing us to, I don't know, a John Bellion, you know what I mean? Or whatever, even though we're not like a John Bellion yet, I think they look at us sometimes as like, oh, why would he be selling his own merch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why would he be talking to me when he needs to be on stage? And I've had people say that to me, like, it's crazy you're out here talking to me, even though you're about to go on stage in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, I should. Like, I mean, like, you didn't have to
Yeah.
spend your money to come here.
No,
So,
that's a fair
yeah.
point. That it could also have a lot to do with like not even how big not even how big they see us, but just like other experiences. Like if someone was a fan of that guy you're talking about and they went to see him and he just upped and bounced and didn't talk to anybody, maybe just people expect that. Maybe like, man, this is just how they work. So then when they see it happen, they're like,
Yeah.
oh damn, I can't believe you're doing this. You
Yeah.
know? Like
Yeah, I
if
get
you
that.
saw a freaking homeless person doing calculus work on the side of the street, you'd be like, I can't believe you're doing this.
Yeah, because you've never seen it before.
It could just
Yeah,
be
big
because like,
time.
you're just not used to seeing that.
Yeah, I get it.
exactly.
All love to the homeless. Didn't mean to just an example.
all over the homeless, but
Yeah.
historically, you're not doing calculus on the side of the street.
Yeah, just an example.
That's fair.
Well, yeah. I don't think I prefaced this in the beginning, which I apologize, but yeah, Manuel is a homie of mine. A fan of my music. Hope you're okay with me saying that.
Of course. Like, I'm not too proud to say that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Also,
Imagine he was like, nah, bro, I don't really fuck with your shit like
Yeah,
that.
right? No, man,
was
fuck
lying
that.
before.
What you talking
Don't
about,
you say
bro?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a fan who turned into a friend and also a fellow artist. Adam, I don't even know if you know this, but he's going to be opening and playing with us in Seattle as well.
Let's go.
For our Seattle date.
I didn't know that, but let's rock out.
If you guys are tapped in and in the Seattle area, come see all three of us on whatever date this is. I'm doing a bad job at that, but you know, you get the point.
The 12th of April. I got you.
My guy's prepared. But yeah, I wanted to bring you on because I know you just have a good perspective. You have experience doing your own podcast too, so you know I knew you'd be able to come on here and talk with us and just like blend in. And yeah, just wanted to hear your perspective. Thought it'd be a nice little switch up instead of just reading out of off my phone. And thanks for being prepared and just like ready to jump on because I know I texted you like 10 minutes before we did this.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I definitely like moved with some urgency, but like we got it done for sure.
It is 8 a.m. also, so yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
Everyone out there.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right. Yeah, we'll let you jump. Thanks for jumping on. We'll see you soon. And yeah, thanks for tapping into the pod too. It's dope, man. I'm glad you always seems like you're getting some gems out of listening and like tapping in because I always see your comments and shit. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Love to both of y'all, man. Look forward to meeting you, Adam. And
Likewise.
appreciate you.
Yes,
right.
sir.
Peace,
See you
brother.
soon.
Cool.
Good
that
dude.
Was dope.
That was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, I'm happy we brought him on here. That was really fun.
We'll do some more of that too. With like if we do future mailbags, maybe we'll plan it a little bit more ahead. But I think that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I just want to get a thought out while I'm thinking about it. We said like how we were saying like we're just like regular people. You know what I mean? When we're out and we're talking to people. Once I make $1 million in a calendar year, that shit's done for me, bro. I'm switching up.
Nobody fucking talk. Nobody look me in the eyes.
Nobody's talking. I ain't coming out anywhere. Thanks for the $1 million. Nah.
No, but I mean, obviously I know you're joking, but there will be a time where like you won't be doing that. And same for me, and like probably everybody. Like it would be insane if John Bellion came out and was just like selling his own merch, because it would cause chaos with the however many thousand people are at the show.
Yeah.
It would be like a security issue,
Yeah.
and it would be unreasonable for people to expect him to talk to 4,000 people in their face in a row
Yeah.
after or before doing a show, right?
Right. I mean,
So like,
there is a beautiful thing of like us at the level that we're at, not being extremely famous yet. There's a beauty to it where that world of things is allowed to exist and is even capable of existing. I hope that as things grow for me, if things grow, I think they will. I hope that as I get bigger, I think that I always want to keep doing as much of that as I can. You know what I mean?
sure,
Like, let's say
yeah,
you're the John Bellion level artist where it's like, several thousand people, you're on your way back outside to the tour bus or wherever you're going. And there's some people there like, yo, would you like sign this? Will you take a picture with me? Like, there's some artists that still at that level. Some people stop and they take the pictures. Some people stop and they sign some stuff. Some have a conversation. Others just like kind of duck their head down and go to where they're going and they don't
yeah,
interact. You know what I mean? So I know that I'll always do whatever side of that I can because that
for
shit is
sure,
fun to me. It's important to me. I don't know.
yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
there's a lot of beauty in that. So um
And
yeah.
success and fame is not a permission slip to be an asshole.
Absolutely.
It's just like, it's still going to be true. Like, we're still going to be human beings. Like, John Bellion is just a guy. He's just performing at a really high level and running a business at a scale that doesn't allow him to have a conversation with every single person that comes to a show, like how we do now.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if we had him jump on here, he would agree with everything that we're saying and would treat us just like humans, and he would treat anybody that he comes in contact with as an equal human being. It's not
Yeah.
this God complex thing. It's just like gets to a point where that's impossible and it's like unrealistic.
Yeah, that would
Um,
tear me apart if he was like that, though. You know how they say don't meet your idols or something? John Bellion is one of those guys for me, bro. Like, if I met him and he was a dickhead, I'd be like, everything sucks.
yeah.
Everything's terrible.
Well, yeah. I've met him. I did that show with him years ago,
Oh, that's right.
and he's the fucking best. And also,
Yeah.
like, just listening to him on like podcasts and stuff, unless he's like the greatest actor of all time, he's like a gem of a human being.
Yeah.
Also got some people I know that have been around him recently. Because he's like really involved with the Next Chapter, that YouTube channel that I watch, the basketball. It's like
Okay.
a one-on-one scene.
Okay.
He like invested in it. So like through like, yeah, the people that run that, and my buddy Phil, he's been like shooting all their content, and he's like, yo, I know like John Bellion's your guy. Like, he comes, hangs out all the time. He's just a great fucking dude. He's just like mad
Mm,
normal. And I literally talked to him about that like last week.
that's so
Uh,
sick.
yeah, John's the man. But anyways, we got one more
Did he pay you
question.
for an ad slot?
Yeah, we've got Andrew Miore, John Bellion. We're gonna have E chime in too. We're gonna be sending invoices. We're promoting a lot of people on here. But we got one more mailbag and then we'll wrap. This was a good one. Question is, what is a strength that we've learned from each other?
God, I've learned a lot of shit from you.
Same.
Which
I can
one
go
do I
first
want
if
to
you want.
talk about? Yeah, go ahead, go first. I'll think about where to go with that. But yeah, you go ahead.
One thing I've really taken away from our relationship is tapping back into the childlike level of creativity. And I mean that like in the best way, because you're
Yeah.
just like such a free thinker, and you're just like, yeah, I can just do this. And like, maybe it's because I'm older or just had more like experience. Like, sometimes my vision gets a little bit tainted just because I'm like, yeah, it seems like a little impossible or like unrealistic, or like, oh, I'm thinking about all the obstacles that are in the way to like do that. And then I go, okay, maybe we should do it this way. And then you're just like, nah, we'll just do this. And like, I think some of it is out of ignorance, like respectfully, because you're just like, yeah, of course I can do, like, it's awesome. And I remember having that when I was really young, not that you're fucking 12 years old, but you know what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah.
just remember having that in the beginning, and like I didn't lose it, but it became a little blurry. And I feel like I have more of that now after like working with you every day, because you just have this like self belief and you just make whatever you want, you know? Like
Yeah.
you sent me a demo yesterday that I sent you a voice note about, and yeah, it's probably going to be the outro on your album. And it was just a song that didn't really have like the perfect structure or like any, it was just like you were just saying what was coming out of your fucking brain,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all just like truths. And not that I don't do that, but it was just a really good reminder of like Adam's just a really special writer, and I think the success that's coming to you is because you just think that way and you just like do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something that I've kind of like relearned and re-realized from being around you, is just like just trust your artistic gut as like to the full throttle, I guess, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Appreciate that, dude.
Yeah.
Happy. It makes me
Thanks.
happy to hear that. Yeah, like for like you kind of yeah, I don't see any I try not to see any barriers between like what I want to make happen and like the possibility of it happening. Um I guess for example, I made a song a couple days ago called Star 67 and I sent it to you.
Dude, what a heater.
Great song. I fucking DM'd it to John Bellion as if he was gonna see it. I'd be like, bro, you gotta work on this.
You
Like,
didn't
you
even
gotta
tell me
peep
that.
this.
See, like that's what I
Yeah,
mean. It's like,
yeah,
and to me, it's like we're laughing about it. But when you did it, you were probably like, yeah, he's probably just gonna see this and like jump on it. Like,
yeah. Yeah, he's gonna see this and he's gonna love it, and it's gonna be a really cool moment.
yeah,
Whereas if I feel like if I would have told you about that, you'd probably be like, yeah, bro, I don't know if he's gonna see that or something. But
yeah. It's
I
like, bro,
think,
that's not how we're gonna get it to him. Like, which is
yeah,
which, like, there's some validity to that too, because then you have to implement strategy or like do all these things that like make the operation work. It can't be all just Hail Marys, but
yeah,
like also there's some like power in that as well. Like a combination, I think, is good.
yeah. There's it's the whole like you can't get a yes if you never ask.
For
You know
sure.
what I
Yeah.
mean? So just I think just yeah, clearing out any hesitation. I don't know. Shoot more shots, something's gonna fall
Actually, I
eventually.
have
I
a good
think that's
example of this too, and this is from years ago, like when we first met. I think we were like, I was helping you like set up your Spotify and like get things organized, and you didn't have any new music out. It was just like your older stuff,
yeah.
and you were like, "Yo, you know what pissing me off when I type in Adam, like Adam Levine always comes up," and I'm just like, "Well, yeah, dude, he's fucking massive," and I'm just like, "I don't know if that'll ever change," and you're like, "I'm gonna be way bigger than Adam Levine," and I was just like, "The fuck? What are you
I
talking about?"
remember that
And
actually,
and I,
yeah.
I just remember it's like I don't like not believe that now. It's like maybe you will, dude. I don't fucking know. But at
Yeah.
the time, I'm just like, this dude has like 400 monthly listeners. He's like talking shit about Adam Levine. He's like, Adam Levine is like the front man of one of the biggest pop bands ever to exist. And
Yeah.
you're like pissed that he's coming up on Spotify before you because you have the same first name.
Yeah.
And like,
Like, what the fuck?
I was like annoyed in the moment, not actually, but I was just like,
Yeah.
Adam, get your head out of your ass. But now
Yeah.
I just like appreciate that, because it's just like, I love that you just think you're like, yeah, fuck Adam Levine. I'm way doper than him. Like, I'm gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's so sick to think that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Thanks, bro. I've learned a lot from you. I think a lot that I could just talk about it. There could be a whole podcast on this, but there was a year, that year that I was living with you in LA, I feel like shaped a lot of the way I think about things. Um, a big one that I think really changed my life the last couple years was living with you and picking up on treating this all like a job. I think I had up to that point in my life worked really, really hard on music, but it was kind of like a work on something when you're inspired, or oh, I'm feeling tired today. Let me not do this. But when I was living with you, I notice how every day you get up, you make your coffee, you work on what you need to work on, you're there till 4 p.m., 5 p.m., shooting content, whatever. And then just like a regular job, like, take some time to clock out in the evening or whatever. Whereas I would like bullshit through the day, and then, oh, maybe 10 p.m. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go in here and listen to some beats and work on something. I think treating everything that I'm doing like a job and having focus of like my schedule and being intentional with like where I put my time is a big reason why I've been able to even like get anything done, you
Hmm.
know? Um I really appreciate picking up on that with you. Um I appreciate the practical approach and the logistical approach to things that you've also taught me. Like there's always been this kind of, I guess you kind of said it earlier, where you were like, when Emmanuel asked us about the misconceptions of the music industry, and you said everyone thinks there's going to be this big moment, this big like magical switch.
Hmm.
I thought the same way as well. I thought like, man, it's kind of the delusional thing we were just talking about. Man, I'm so dope. Like I'm just like I'm gonna blow up. Like when am I gonna just blow up?
Yeah. Any
And I
day
was
now.
complete. Any day now, I'm gonna just go to the moon and be whatever. I'm gonna be bigger than Adam Levine. I'm gonna be bigger than Adam Levine. Anyway, I had that, but then being around you is like, okay, you're gonna like start touring. You're gonna build this. Maybe only 10 people show up. Maybe only 20 people show up. You're gonna build this thing. You're gonna work with these features. We're gonna build up your like. Showed me all the little steps of this whole. It's like a vehicle, and you need every gear and every piece in it to be moving in some way for the vehicle to actually take off. Where I always thought that I'm just gonna like
Blast
teleport,
off.
just
Yeah.
teleport
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, so I just really appreciate overall the perspective that I've gained from you on just how shit works.
Love that.
Yeah,
As far as like the scheduling stuff, and just like kind of building yourself a routine, what I love about you too is like you just picked that up and started implementing it. Maybe not all at once, but like I never told you to do that or even like tried to teach you how to do it. I think you just took notice and you're like, oh, that's something that's working. That's something I'm not doing. I'm gonna just try that. And
yeah,
like, yeah, I feel like you are at a place where your workflow is very efficient now. Um, and again, maybe that didn't all happen in one time, and it didn't for me either. Like, I had to learn that and like just hold myself accountable to be on a schedule to some degree. And like, yeah, I feel like I squeeze all the juice out of the day, and that's why I'm able to wear all the hats that I do. And like, hopefully, I'm doing them all at a high level. Like, that's what I'm aiming for, you know.
yeah,
But it's because like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not bullshitting like in the middle of the day. Like I'm not just like scrolling on Instagram or like watching a documentary at 11 a.m. Like I'm grinding from 9 to 5, like a job, you know, I mean,
yeah,
sometimes even a little earlier. Oh,
yeah,
but you know, I feel like yeah, it comes with like the reps, just like anything else. And then you get comfortable in it. And then you look back at like the week sometimes and you're like, I got a lot accomplished this week. And I
yeah,
think there's a lot of artists or aspiring artists or managers or whatever that in their mind they're like working hard because like they're using their time, but they're not squeezing out of the all the juice out of like every hour. And you don't got to be like a fucking robot and a freak about it,
yeah,
but it's just like a certain intentionality with what you're doing with your time. That's something that I really value and strive for. So I appreciate you saying that because nobody knows that, and I don't really care if anyone does. But it's like that's the way I live my life, and I'm proud of that like work ethic. You know.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely a great thing. I've also it sounds counterintuitive or like counters the conversation, but I've also tried to be intentional with like spending time away from music and like time just living life, you know?
Yeah.
I think like a big reason why we make music, obviously we love making music and it's like just like a innate calling to do that, but like I I'm not happy working just some regular job to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Like I don't I would rather be like poor and out like doing some random like backpacking, living in the wilderness or something. I would rather have that, like no house, no car, nothing, just making it out in the world. I'd rather have that than like own a bunch of things, but I go clock into some job where I just dread my life for 8 to
Yeah.
10 hours a day, you know?
Yeah.
I don't see the point in working until you're 60 years old to then retire and enjoy your life. Like, I wanna enjoy my life now, like, while my
Mhm.
joints still work, while I'm still healthy. Hell, I could step outside and get ran over by a car tomorrow and die, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't wanna work to retirement till I'm 60, and maybe
Yeah.
that's like a young man's mindset, and, like, hell, there's probably people that are 55 and they're healthy and they're retired and they're like, "No, like, this is great, you should do this," you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I guess my whole point with saying all this was being intentional with taking lifetime as well, just being, you
Yeah,
know what I
I think
mean?
those two things go hand in hand too. Because if it all just kind of blends together, and like you were saying, like, all right, yeah, I'll work when I'm like catching a vibe, and then like I'll chill. But then it's like sometimes you're just chilling to wait to like get the inspiration to work, and you actually don't end up actually relaxing or actually working. You're just doing something in between for a bunch of days in a row, and
Mhm.
that's like not refilling your cup or getting anything done.
Mhm.
So it's like the work hard, play hard thing. Like it's a very old saying, but it's like when I know I'm off and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to summer league and chill for 3 days.
I was
I'm
just gonna say
enjoying
that.
myself to the maximum level, and I'm not checking my email. I'm not worried about, we got to book this show for Adam because this is. I already took care of it before I left. I know, like I can afford to take a couple days away and just go fuck everything. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna get some ice cream. I'm gonna kick my feet up. I'm gonna watch fucking Cooper Flag, fucking throw a bounce pass and be like
Right.
happy about it. You know,
Be
like
hard.
that's not what I meant to say, but that too.
I'm gonna be hard.
um, yeah. So it's like when you're intentional about one, you're kind of automatically intentional about the other because you've just drew the line for yourself. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's super important and valuable.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed. Agreed.
well, I think that's a good way to end. Good little mailbag here.
Yeah.
We'll do more of these. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in, and we'll see you next week. You got anything else to add?
No, no. I think it's all good. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks
All
for the
right.
question. Shout out Emanuel jumping in here and talking to us. Fun time.
Absolutely.
See y'all next week.
All right. Much love, y'all.
Peace.